You've definitely received signs from your parallel self. You just didn't realize it. Want me to show you? By the end of this video, you'll be saying, yes, that totally makes sense. And there's more. In this video, I'll show you how to not only recall signs from your past, but also recognize them as they happen in the future. I'll share 45 signals that you're already receiving, but might be missing or misinterpreting. We'll tap into your intuition, break down déjà vu, and learn to use these signs to your advantage. The goal is to connect with your parallel self, who has love, great relationships, abundance, and a thriving business, and use that energy to accelerate your journey to success in your current life. Ready to get started? We're going to dive into some science for a couple of minutes, and then we'll move on to the practical part. Why am I so confident talking about parallel universes and you living in them? It's because 3 major fields of science all point to the same thing. Quantum physics, neuropsychology, and cognitive science all provide a solid foundation for exploring this idea. Back in 1957, physicist Hugh Everett III introduced the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. According to this theory, reality branches out at every quantum event. What that means is there are multiple parallel universes, each inhabited by different versions of us. Every decision we make, every chance occurrence, creates a new branching point. Now, this model hasn't been proven empirically, but it's mathematically sound and widely used in quantum calculations. Psychologist Carl Jung introduced the concept of synchronicity, which is basically meaningful coincidences that can't be explained by cause and effect. They just feel significant to us. Modern cognitive science backs this up, showing that our brains can process information without us even realizing it. We're talking about picking up on subtle signals from our environment. And get this, our brains often make decisions before we're even aware of them. The brain reacts a split second before we take action. So, some signs, like fragments of phrases or symbols, or even people we meet at just the right moment, can be our brain's way of interpreting an internal impulse that we haven't fully understood yet. And maybe this impulse is actually a transfer of information from another version of ourselves. Experiments in quantum physics show that just by observing something, we can actually change the outcome. A quantum particle exists as an energy field until it's observed. It's not visible, and it's not behaving like a particle yet. But the moment the observer, in this case, the quantum physicist, starts watching, the particle appears. And as soon as they stop paying attention, it goes back to being an energy field. This shows that the observer has a direct impact on what's being observed. And that means our consciousness can influence probabilities, just like a quantum physicist can influence the existence of a particle. Researchers like Jacob Bekenstein and John Wheeler have explored the idea of time feedback, where a quantum system can actually be influenced by a future observation. What this means is that our consciousness might be able to pick up information from the future or from parallel realities through some pretty complex mechanisms. These impulses can show up as signs, sudden insights, déjà vu, or even dreams where it feels like another version of ourselves is communicating with us. Do you think we'll eventually find out that parallel worlds are real and there are versions of us out there living completely different lives? Now let's talk about signs from a parallel reality that can happen to any of us. Déjà vu. Science typically explains it as a glitch in how our brain processes short-term and long-term memory. But what if we look at déjà vu as a possible overlap between 2 realities, where a person is experiencing similar events? This could be a signal from the other side that's hard to ignore. Synchronicities. Carl Jung coined this term to describe meaningful coincidences that can't be explained by cause and effect. These coincidences might actually be a way for parallel realities to exchange information. Think about it. When you keep seeing repeating symbols, numbers, or words related to a specific topic, it's like the universe is trying to get your attention and point you in a certain direction. Have you ever noticed repeating numbers or words that seem to answer a question you've been thinking about for a long time? Dreams. They're not just the images we see at night, but also potential bridges to other realities. This is especially true for lucid dreams, where you can actually explore different scenarios and see how you'd behave in them. A feeling of displacement, like reality is out of sync. People sometimes describe the sensation that their current reality feels alien or unfamiliar, even though nothing obvious has changed. It's as if, for a brief moment, you're somewhere else entirely. Everything around you feels strange and unreal. Then, just as suddenly, everything snaps back to normal. Some believe that in that moment, you overlap with another version of yourself in a parallel world, and what you're seeing is a glimpse of that reality. Intuition. Some believe that intuition may be a way for us to access information from alternate versions of ourselves, versions where certain decisions have already been made. These gut feelings might seem irrational, but they could actually be valid signals guiding our behavior. Drastic changes in behavior. You might suddenly and inexplicably change your usual behavior, interests, or even the way you think without any clear outside reason. It's like you were one person yesterday and someone else today. From a psychological standpoint, this could be due to an internal shift, chemical changes, or built-up stress. But according to multi-world theories, this kind of behavior is seen as syncing up with another version of yourself, adjusting to a pattern that already exists in a parallel reality. Which of these sounds familiar to you? Let me know in the comments. Now we're moving on to 45 signs that can help you understand if your personality from another dimension is communicating with you. But before we dive in, let's talk about how to increase your sensitivity to these signs and learn to interpret them correctly. The key thing to remember is that your susceptibility to signs from a parallel reality grows as your vibrations rise. Anything that lifts your vibrations helps you connect with a more successful version of yourself. What does this include? Mindfulness practices, gratitude, meditation, and positive affirmations. If you spend at least 30 minutes on these each day, you'll start noticing the signs twice as often. Before we dive into the list of 45 signs from your parallel self, grab your free ebook of Manifest Your Desire in 30 Days. This guide will walk you through the exact steps to manifest your desires in just 30 days. Click the link in the top right corner or in the video description. So I've broken 45 signs down into 3 areas: your life purpose, love and relationships, and financial abundance. Let's take a look at the signs from your parallel self that are connected to your life purpose. When you're questioning your life path, you might randomly meet someone in your desired field who gives you inspiring advice. You get invited to an event where you meet a mentor who helps you discover your talents. You're listening to the radio and hear an interview with someone who's pursued a path you're considering. You stumble upon a book that perfectly answers your questions about life's purpose. After thinking about a career change, you're unexpectedly offered a job in a new field. You start noticing a recurring symbol or word, like path or calling, in different places when you're thinking about your purpose. You receive a message with an offer you've been dreaming of, even though you haven't shared it with anyone. After meditating or having a dream, you gain clarity on what you want to do, and then you see an ad for courses that align with your newfound direction. A conversation with a stranger brings up a childhood dream, and it motivates you to take action. You find an object on the street related to your hobby or profession, and it sparks growth in that area. You have a conversation with someone you don't know well, and they say something that becomes a guiding principle for you, helping you make a big decision. You receive surprising advice from a stranger that turns out to be incredibly valuable for your professional growth. On the day you decide to make a change in your life, weird coincidences start happening that confirm you're on the right track. You stumble upon a workshop that completely shifts how you see yourself and your abilities. Your favorite quote pops up on a billboard or social media, right when you need it most. Have you ever experienced any of these signs in your own life? Now let's look at the signs that show you're ready for abundance and you're getting support from a parallel reality. When you're really strapped for cash, someone unexpectedly pays back a debt, or you get a surprise bonus. You score a great deal or discount on something you've been wanting for ages. You end up winning the lottery or a giveaway without even trying. You receive a gift that solves a pressing problem. A new project at work brings in extra income right when you've been thinking about it. You learn about a new way to earn money from a friend and it ends up being super successful. When you decide to start saving, you get a great offer on savings or investments. You stumble upon an old bank card or wallet with forgotten cash. Your business idea or project finds an investor just days after you came up with it. You get a surprise tax refund or compensation. You land a great job or project offer when you thought all hope was lost. You discover your old item is valuable and sell it easily. You suddenly come across information about a grant or scholarship that's perfect for you. You attract your dream client or receive an order without much effort. You find a rare item or resource you need at a great price. And if you're struggling in your love life and searching for that special someone, here are some signs that might help you out. You think of someone, and they suddenly reach out to you out of the blue. You meet your future partner in a totally unexpected place that you just happen to stumble upon. You get invited to an event where you meet someone really important to you. You overhear a conversation or song that perfectly captures how you feel about someone. After a fight with someone you love, you see a sign or symbol that encourages you to make up. When you're feeling lonely, an old friend reaches out and offers support. During a tough time, you meet someone who's been through something similar and offers valuable advice. When you're open to new relationships, you meet someone who totally changes your perspective on love. During a conversation with someone new, you both say the same thing at the same time, and it's like a sign of a deep connection. A stranger on the street gives you advice that perfectly reflects what's going on in your relationship. You meet a couple whose love story resonates with yours, and it helps you get clarity on your feelings. You get invited to an event where you run into someone from your past that you'd love to reconnect with. Repeating numbers like 1111 pop up when you're unsure about your relationship, and you take it as a positive sign. You have a dream about your partner or a relationship issue, and it helps you resolve a conflict or make a decision. During a conversation with a friend, you suddenly realize your feelings for someone are mutual, even if you weren't sure before. Now you know these signs aren't just coincidences. Share in the comments how many of these signs you've experienced yourself. Now that you've learned about these signs, remember they can help you navigate life's challenges and become your best self. Stay mindful, meditate, and keep your heart and mind open. Let these signs guide you and bring you the support you need. Subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and watch our next video. You'll learn how to ask the universe for what you want, understand its signs, and make your wishes come true without stress. Plus, you'll discover how to make it a habit. Live life easily, attract abundance, and enjoy every moment. Click the link and stay tuned.